All right, let's get it. Uh-oh, get in here. It's time for a legendary show. I'm hoping you niggas can see me. Can you niggas see me? Let me see. What is poppin'? What is poppin'? Hold on. Ciao. All right, I just want to make sure you niggas can see me. And we are here to get into some things. It's Saturday. I'm chilling. I'm hoping you're chilling. And we're going to have a good show. All right? I was already kind of sipping a little bit, so ciao. Well, today's Saturday. And we're going to call this segment, this Saturday, Hot Topics and Tequila. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to open up the call in. It's going to be real chill. I may be on camera for some parts. I may jump off camera. Don't expect too much. Just pull up a chair, relax, and let's get into some things. All right. So we got a lot of things that I want to kind of just talk about, and maybe some topics that you guys may bring up. We'll talk about as well. All right. So some of the first things that we're going to talk about, Drake and Kanye, the Drake diss and Kanye responding. Shacarri Richardson runs out of time. Literally is in dead last place. She went from being the American hero to the American Kiki. Nicki Minaj throws shade. Also, we're going to talk about Sydney Starr. We're also going to talk about Normani. What is going on with Normani in the VMAs? Has Normani missed her mark? Kevin Samuels says that we should thank Cardi B and Lizzo. And whatever else I could think of while we're going. Okay, this is more like a freestyle show today because it's the weekend. Okay, so without further ado, I don't even know if I have a bunch of receipts and all that up. But let's just start talking, all right? If you're a return subscriber, you know how this thing goes. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome and hello. All right, let me have a sip first. Well, I have a picture, though. Let me grab this picture. Let me stop being lazy. Let me see. Let me grab this real quick. Let me grab this because I got it right here. Let me grab this right here. Okay. Sydney Starr. Okay. The transgender laughing stock. Now, mind you, I like Sydney Starr. You know, me and Sydney Starr have hung out in New York. She was very, very nice. I want to be honest with you. I want to start by saying, hold on, let me adjust my microphone so you guys can hear me well. I like Sydney Starr. I really honestly do. I truly, 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 truly enjoy Sydney Starr. She's a hoot, she's a cackle, and she's a kiki. Sydney Starr also, though, in my opinion, she exploits herself for the wrong reasons. You know, she's been attached to celebrities like Chingy, Eddie Murphy. I don't really know if Eddie Murphy was one, but you know, you get where I'm going. She's been known to ruin a few careers. Chingy has never been able to come back from hitting that right there. Okay, so with that being said, she has now went on to the Bad Girls Club. Uh-oh, are we here? People saying what happened? Hold on. I thought we were good. Hold on, let me check. They said it just ended? I'm here. I'm here. I ain't never left. I don't know. Let me see. Because, baby, I'm here. Okay. So, anyway, you know, she was, you know, right there with Chingy. and his career hadn't been the same since. Now, she was on what was the show? She was on the Lee Daniels show, Stars. She sat next to Amaya Scott. Then she was on Love and Hip Hop. She was managed by Rich Dollaz, and she wanted to be a transgender rapper. Now she's wanting to be the Bad Girls Club baddie, and now there's this conversation of transphobia and different things on Bad Girls on the Zeus Network. Here's what I say. Here's what I say. I think that Sydney Starr is a little problematic. Because she will get up there and say that she's a man with a penis. I mean, a woman with a penis. She will get on the Zeus. She will get on the Zeus platform and exploit herself and exploit her transgenderness. Allow them to make a mockery of her and allow herself to be make a mockery of herself. I mean, she does carry herself like a joke. It's no shade. Sydney Starr carries herself in a manner to where she just wants to be on television, and she will play that tap dancing transgender chick with a dick role for the Kiki. Okay, and so if that's what's going to get her booked, she will do that. Okay. Now, what I did not appreciate though. Now, also, one of the biggest issues were her and Judy, which had been friends. Her and Judy, which were they were good friends. Judy says that Sydney Starr revealed herself to Judy, unsolicited revelation that had happened in the dorm room or the room where they were. It was an unsolicited penis drop. And Judy was highly offended. Now, here's my thing. Do I think that Judy should have been really, really offended by that? No, because women and men, we all get undressed and things like that together. And if they're best friends, I'm sure, it happens all the time where women, like at least some of my friends, they're always like, well, let me see. I'm sure people have asked Sydney Starr to let her see, to let people see if she had the thing, the thing or not. You know what I mean? So she's probably used to showing that. A lot of times it doesn't work anyway. So I don't understand why Judy was so afraid of it. Other than the fact that it was tits at the top and dick at the bottom. That will be the only reason why you were afraid, because there was a juxtaposition there. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't get why that was such a big deal that made you so uncomfortable, especially if you guys were best friends. Now, with that being said, though, I think that Sydney Starr has to realize that she is a special type of girl. So, in that, you can't do things like that. You cannot reveal yourself to a woman or to anybody unsolicited. It's not right. Whether you are best friends, whether you're not, you just can't do it. And in the climate that she's in now, at the end of the day, like I tell all members of the LGBTQ, yes, we are all black. Yes, we are all human. Yes, but at the end of the day, you're a transgender woman. And to them, you're still secretly a man. And they don't really all the way accept you in your transgenderness. Okay, so as much as Judy was her friend, while Judy got upset with her, she said that she would get her brother on Sydney Starr. She did call Sydney Starr bro. She called Sydney Starr a man. And I also heard that in the rules, in order for Sydney Starr to be on the show or Zeus Network, she was not allowed to hit any of the girls because she was indeed a man. However, these same women have grabbed Sydney up. These same women have spit on Sydney. And if you ask me, Sydney Starr, whenever there was an altercation, whether she started it or they started it, whatever, she should have mopped the floor with them hoes' heads. Period. Armon, you got to stop the cursing. Sydney, there's no way if I'm transgender and I'm going on a show, women are not going to be putting their hands on me. The first woman that would have put their hands on me, spit on me, she would have got backhand, mollywopped, and drugged through that house. Period. She would have never spit again. Sydney should have whooped her. However, However, Sydney also didn't need to be on there picking on, I forgot the one girl. She was really, really pretty. Sydney was picking on her. I didn't understand why you were picking on that girl. First of all, Sydney, you look pressed by picking on that girl. And if you're a transgender woman, you definitely don't go on a show with a bunch of cisgender women and start letting them feel like, oh, you're jealous because they're so much prettier than you. They already feel like you wish you were a woman and you could never be. You go sit next to those girls and you sit. You don't sit there and let them know, you don't go ahead and give them, oh, I wish I was you. No, girl, you could have been the transgender girl. They're cute, giving it. But to be picking on the girls for no reason was unnecessary. Now, I will say the Zeus Network, that show wouldn't have been anything without Sydney. It wouldn't have been anything without Sydney Starr. A lot of people were thinking that Tamar Braxton was doing a lot for walking off. I think that was her job. While I don't dislike Zeus Network, I'm not really into Zeus Network. I watch it as some of the best trash, ratchet, horrible television programming ever. So I definitely watch it for that. However, I think that Zeus Network loves to exploit gayness. Especially drag queens and transgenders. They always have an angle for a mangina. They always leave a space for the women judges to talk down and degrade members of the LGBT. And they allow spaces for LGBT people to come on there and be degraded. Zeus Network is a network that plays into almost every stereotype. You could be fat. They play into the fat stereotypes. They play into the long jaw stereotype. They play into the masculine woman looking stereotype. They play into the transgender stereotype. They're just, it's really trash TV, and it's really no couth or merit to it. But people subject themselves to that stuff. I personally would never subject myself to that type of television and broadcasting. You would never catch me putting myself out there for a quick buck on Zeus Network. It'll never be worth it to me. However, those people feel like that's the future of television, so they're willing to exploit themselves and become every negative and live out every negative stereotype there is just for a couple of episodes. It's unfortunate, it's disgusting, but it's also entertaining for me, para mí. Okay? Sí, claro. Pero it never be me, papi. Never be me. You see, pero I don't do that. Say I don't know. I'm not going on Zeus Network. For what? For what? Me fight you? Pero no. That's what I get for doing too much. Okay, let me get it together before I choke. All right. So, with that being said, I would never do that. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, God. That was a little bit of a kiki. So yeah, I'm not going on there. All right, so now the next thing. So yeah, I think that Sydney Starr, she's a joke, but she allows herself to be exploited like that. And I'm hearing there's going to be a transgender on Jocelyn's Cabaret next season. I don't know if that's true or not. I just had heard that through the grapevine. And if there is, that's going to be interesting to see how that happens. I don't know if it's true or not, so don't hold me to it. But I had heard there might be a trans on the Cabaret, and I feel like, why not? I just don't think that'll be fair because I feel like the transgenders cannot fight. But somehow the women can fight and, degrade the trans. So it'll be very interesting to see how that all goes down. But I definitely think that women like Sydney Starr, she's been transitioned for a long time. I'm going to go out and step out and say this. Sydney Starr, if one of those women, if Judy pulled up on her and hit her, Sydney Starr has the right to knock her. Sydney Starr has the right to knock her. Sydney Starr has a right to knock her. Sydney Starr has a right to knock any of them women up there because I feel like some of those women can equally handle Sydney. Sydney is not just some big masculine macho man that transitioned last night. So they should have went for what they knew. It is what it is, but certain rules were put in place so that Sydney could not put her hands on them. Now, another person that I do not like, I cannot take, and I'm over, and I don't understand why she was a part of the series, is Tanisha. I don't like Tanisha. She's not entertaining. She's boring. She just looks like she just wants to be a part of something, but she doesn't really want to be a part of it because she slightly thinks that she's better and bigger than them, but it's at a point where you're boring. So get Tanisha out of there. Tanisha is homophobic and transphobic. She doesn't like Sydney Starr. None of the girls would like Sydney Starr, but without Sydney Starr on that particular show, the show would have been a dub. They could really cancel the baddies of ATL because Jocelyn's Cabaret is far more entertaining. From the reunion to the whole season, Jocelyn's Cabaret was far more entertaining than this Bad Girls Club debacle. This was boring compared to the Bad Girls of ATL. I mean, Jocelyn's Cabaret. In the reunion, yeah, you had Tamar Braxton. It still wasn't giving me what it still did. I like Tamar, but it still didn't give what needed to be gave. Okay. Now, the next order of business that I want to talk about. Oh, so I was on Clubhouse. See, this is why I don't go on Clubhouse all the time, because Clubhouse gets me in a lot of trouble because I be ready to put out content, and then the minute I get ready to put out some content, I'm on Clubhouse, and then I'm on Clubhouse for 8 hours. So I have to watch myself on Clubhouse because we can really start getting into some things. Shout out to all my people over there on Clubhouse. But the conversation is Normani going out like Tinashe, and what is Normani missing? Now, I was on there with a lot of people that work with Megan Thee Stallion, and they're industry people. Clubhouse is a lot of industry people. They're on there. They've got Grammys. They've got notoriety. They've got power in the industry. They've got position. They've got awards. I don't give a damn about none of that. Okay. The facts are this, and people, they were pissed off at me. I was sending them messages anonymously, but they were going head over heels, and they were going irate because I basically said this: Normani's a pretty girl. Normani's a beautiful girl, talented girl. Normani has also missed the mark. She's been out for 5 years. We've given her the black girl, oh my God, sympathy. We've given her, she was the only black girl in the group and she's dark skinned, sympathy. She's had time and time again to come out. She has not been consistent enough. We've never got a full-length project from Normani. This was supposed to be a cultural reset. It was not. You don't just get to throw Cardi B on a record. You don't just get to throw Cardi B on a record and take an Aaliyah instrumental with a Cardi B budget and think you're going to get a number one. And what I heard was, in my Clubhouse chat, that Normani was paying for it out of pocket. The video wasn't even going to look like that, but the budget had to get higher because she had to come out more money because Cardi B was going to get on the record. So Cardi B had to have a certain aesthetic. So there had to be a certain level of video budget for Cardi B to be on there. So Normani and her team, they were never going to go give her a big budget. They only did that for Cardi B. And while I love Cardi B is my girl, we have to keep it real. Cardi B is not the girl that just because you have Cardi B on a record doesn't mean the record is going top 10, top 5, number 1. Cardi B does better with records by herself. Cardi B, you can't just throw Cardi B on a record and think it's going number 1. Cardi B is good for you to get an initial hit, but if that's all you're going to get, if you don't have anything outside of that, if you don't have any draw, any people supporting you behind that, Cardi B cannot get you that number 1 because Cardi B, while you get you get some resources, Atlantic is not going to put all the resources into you like they would if it were Cardi B or Cardi B and Lizzo. Cardi B and Lizzo got the full rollout package because they're on the same label. So it behooved Atlantic to do, to give them the Cardi B plus the Lizzo pack. Like, it's all under the same house. Normani wasn't getting that. And anybody else that features with Cardi B is not going to get that full package that Atlantic can give you. So a lot of people, you have to stop thinking because you have Cardi B on a record, it's going number 1, because that's not really the case. Okay. Now, what I will say is Normani is not personable enough. Granted, a lot of people were saying, well, Normani had, her mom got diagnosed with cancer, all this, then the third. I'm going to choose my words very wisely here. That is very sad. That is terrible. I don't know if she passed away or not, but these are awful. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that may not know who Normani is. And they may be like me too, just an outsider looking in. I may not work with her. I may not be that invested in her. So I don't know to feel bad because her mom is ill. I don't know that. All I'm doing, and then the other person that's just running into this song for the first time, they don't know that. All they know is, who's this girl Normani? Okay, boom. She has a couple songs here and there, but she's a little bit boring. Everybody doesn't know to feel bad and say, let's give her some time because she's going through personal issues. Everybody doesn't know that. And then in show business, there's a certain level of, when you decide to get in show business, you got to be ready for all of that. It's no different than that regular life. One of the first things you fill out on a job application or when you're doing an interview or when you're doing one of those assessment surveys for a job is, do you bring your problems from home to work? When you're having a bad day at home, do you let it show at work? And almost 9 times out of 10, if you're smart, you say no. This is no different. Unfortunately, things happen, but everybody doesn't know to show that level of empathy and compassion. So we just got to be right there real with that. I feel like Normani has not connected enough with her fans. Normani's a pretty girl, but I feel like Normani's a dancing girl. Everybody likes Normani to dance. Whenever you talk about Normani, it's always like, oh, she dances so well. I don't think she has the vocal range. She's a bit forgettable. I don't think she's that polarizing of a girl. At one point she was, but in this new era where you have a Chloe Bailey, and a lot of people were like, oh, don't compare. I think you can compare because a lot of people didn't realize when Normani, before we even knew really Chloe Bailey like that, when Normani was doing her dance thing, we were like, wow, she's the next girl to perform like Beyonce. Not necessarily like she's the next Beyonce, but kind of so. Like she's the next Beyonce because she's got that air. She's got that, when she gets up there and performs, she does that thing. And then here you got this other girl that comes out and she sings. She's got more of a range than Normani. She'll get out there and perform and dance as well. And a lot of people are saying, like, Normani, I just feel like Normani is not working her social medias. She's not working them enough. Do you need to be Cardi B? Do you need to be farting on live and eating weird stuff on live? No. However, you could be doing some covers. You could be doing you got money, have somebody record you, do a vlog, a dancing vlog, a performance, like interact, get it together, pull it together. I don't know, but the people are not remembering you. So the issue is now Normani feels like she should be performing at the VMAs. Cardi B has tweeted to have Normani perform. A lot of people her fans are going irate because she is not performing at the VMAs. I do think that Normani should be performing at the VMAs. They're saying Camila Cabello is performing at the VMAs, and Camila Cabello song debuted at number 37 on the Billboard Hot 100, and Normani debuted at number 14. However, Camila Cabello has had at least 2 or 3 number 1 records and had a more consistent track record. But on the flip side, Normani has had one of the most legendary VMA performances. What song was that? Where she used the Beyonce sample. Anyway, here's the bottom line, people. It's no different than me sitting up here on this microphone or whatever. You're hot till you're not. And in the media, in the era of social media and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and TikTok, you have to stay relevant. You have to stay in it. You have to keep up. You take a break too long is bad for business. Okay? So at the end of the day, Normani is easily forgettable because she's falling to the wayside. She needs a revamp. This was supposed to be the revamp, and she didn't even know if she was going to get on live or not. Cardi B had to literally hold her hand and say, well, let's go on Instagram Live. Let's go on StationHead to push some streams. This was supposed to be a cultural reset, but it had no rollout. There was no merch, I don't even think. There was nothing. What kind of cultural reset was this? There was nothing innovative about that music video. There was nothing innovative about Normani's look. There was nothing innovative about the song. There was nothing innovative about anything that she did for that to be a cultural reset. Let's be very clear on that. Okay? Let's be very clear. So, but I love Normani. I really do. I really do. But we have to be honest. We love Normani because she's a great dancer. A lot of people stream that song because she had the Cardi B package on it. And the nostalgia from One in a Million. Without that, we wouldn't have been listening. We wouldn't have been listening to the record. When you listen to Wild Side, you probably can't even think of one word other than do, 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 do. That's the most memorable thing on the Wild Side record. Be very clear. So, I mean, I'm just being honest here. Now, we don't have to agree, but it is what it is. So that's my piece on Normani. Let's get to the other stuff. Now, this is some other stuff that this is all the stuff for y'all. Oh, no, we got to get into this too. Bust it. Okay. Now, shout out to my girl, E-Banks. Shout out to my girl Erica Banks. She got Busted hit certified gold. Okay, congratulations, Erica Banks. I knew you were a star. Blessings and many more. Okay, this is where we were. I remember. Let me go down my. This was us in the kitchen. Okay, this was us. Before the busted. Okay, let me see. Where is it at? I want to see that video where we had manifested right here.
Want to manifest in your head? Manifest something, everybody. What are we manifesting?
We manifesting the top 100 on Billboard.
Oh. We're manifesting #1.
Ooh. No. Erica Banks debuts at number 100 on this week's Hot Billboard 100. Earns her first career entry on the Billboard chart.
What do you want to manifest?
Okay, so shout out to that. Oh, hey, Bobby. So shout out to Erica Banks for that. Okay, she has went gold. Okay. So shout out to that. She did her thing. I know a lot of people may not like her. I know maybe people think that she's some people think that she's never going to happen. I think that this is a great moment. I think that this is good for her. I think this should push her to keep moving. She signed with Warner Brothers. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with her. I think 1501 now is just a management company. So we will get what I can't wait to see what's up and what's next for her. So shout out to Erica Banks. Okay, boom. All right. You know what? I really want to say this. Stay away from people who have benefited from you, but act like they did it without you. That's a word right there. I had posted that. You know, that's a word. You got to really let that sink in. Because people will really literally take from you, be influenced by you. And things will happen, and then, you know what I'm saying? And then people will act as if you never helped them before. And so you want to make sure that you watch that. I thought that was a good post that I just came across. I was like, this is so true. Okay. Oh, I want to talk about this too. I tweeted this. I'd be here for Nicki Minaj times Missy Elliott versus. I would be. I feel like Nicki Minaj and Missy Elliott are the only ones that I feel like Missy Elliott is the only one that can compete with Nicki Minaj in a versus and beat her. I think that Missy Elliott would destroy Nicki Minaj in a versus just because Missy Elliott has worked with so many different artists. However, Nicki Minaj could keep up. You know, Nicki Minaj has so much music out, but Missy has a lot of music out, and she's produced for some of our favorite artists. I think that Missy would win, but if we're going female rapper, I think that Missy and Nicki are the closest one. I'm not going producer to producer, so I know that's why you guys are saying Pharrell, but I'm saying female rapper to female rapper. I feel like Missy Elliott and Nicki Minaj would be the closest to be able to do a real legit versus. Okay. Let me see what I got going on. Are you guys doing okay? I'm trying to get to the other T here. Where we going? Let me see if there's music on this.
Old bitch talking about I'm blackballed, so
I don't really know. I hope I can play this. Dang it.
then they never been. I'm riding in the new Benz, you riding in that old shit. I ain't have to fuck no nigga to get on, and I ain't have to lay up under niggas. I made one hit song, then I moved about.
I don't know what she playing that on, so I'm not gonna play it because I don't want my stuff to get shut down. But Bianca, that was everything. She did her thing about that. Okay, she did her thing on that. She said she coming. She's been coming for a long time though, so it's time to actually see her come and stick. I remember last time she was on Love and Hip Hop, and then Yandy was her manager, so that probably was the reason right there why she didn't happen. Because, you know, instead of her being booked on Hollywood Squares, Yandy somehow ended up in a square. I would never book Yandy. I would never hire Yandy to be my manager. Yandy is the most booked manager a talent could ever hire. Like, you got to really watch out for these managers and publicists and assistants that want to be celebrities. If you're supposed to be making me a star, why are you booked? Why are you booked? Why am I sitting in the audience watching you? You know what I mean? That's Yandy. I don't need no manager like that. It's crazy. It's literally crazy for me. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. All right, I'm not gonna play it. You guys will have to go Google it. But Drake is out here throwing shade at Kanye West again on a new collab with Trippie Redd called Betrayal. If Drake doesn't do anything else, he's going to take some jabs that can be seen as going at Kanye West. In his latest collab, Drake appears to address rumors that Kanye West is trying to drop Donda on the same day as Certified Lover Boy. Oh, there was a brief moment in the past month where we were left to believe that Drake and Kanye West had finally buried the hatchet after Karen Civil said the two were back on being friends. Karen is a very messy woman. However, that doesn't seem to be entirely accurate. This beef has quite a bit of history at this point, including rumors of Drizzy smashing Ye's wife, Kim Kardashian. And apparently tension still brews between OVO and Good Music. Shortly after the debut of Donda, Consequence, Ye's close collaborator, pressed Swizz Beats on Twitter for Drake's Certified Lover Boy release date and what appeared to be an attempt to recreate Kanye West's vs. 50 Cent's iconic showdown in 2007. Drake hasn't announced a release date for Certified Lover Boy yet, but the release of Donda doesn't seem to have any effect on Drizzy's plan yet. Yesterday, Trippie Redd finally shared his collaboration with Drake, Betrayal. The aptly titled record finds Drake attacking his naysayers and directly addressing Kanye's rumored plans to drop Donda on the same day. All these fools I'm beefing with that I barely know. 45, 44, burnt out. Let it go. You ain't changing shit. It's set in stone. Drake raps on betrayal. People like academics notice that Drake is also taking shots at Pusha T. So now the girls are competing. Mind you, Kendrick Lamar just came out and said that he's dropping his final project on his latest album. On his latest record company. I don't really get into the men. This seems like some ego. Whose schlong is bigger? Drake and Kanye. Who's more iconic? Who's more legendary? Who's the bigger superstar? Is it Drake? Is it Kanye? Who's the king of rap right now? This is what that feels like. Who do you guys think? Do you think that Drake will wash Kanye? Do you think that Kanye will wash Drake? Donda has been pushed back like 3 times, but in all fairness, they said that Drake had been pushing back because he was first waiting for J. Cole, then he was waiting for Kendrick, and then he heard that Kanye. So they said that Drake is trying to drop last. So all the heavy hitters have dropped. So J. Cole is out. He dropped. Kanye is supposed to been drop. Kendrick is about to drop. So is Drake waiting for everybody else to drop? You talk about a Nicki Cardi. Now this is some sissy shit. Okay.
Fools I'm beefing that I barely know. 45, 44. Burnt out. Let it go.
Now why am I in it?
And you could have did it.
See how I get wrong because you never apologized. Now why am I in it?
And you could have did it.
See how I get wrong because you never.
Okay. So Kanye West seemingly responded and said he's on his Joker-ish and added Pusha T to a group chat and said, I live for this. I've been effed with by nerd A, jock like you my whole life. You will never recover from this. I promise you. But the thing is, we don't know if Drake is actually in this group chat. We don't even know if Drake is in this group chat, but Kanye West was petty and added Pusha T to the group chat. Now, we have to be clear here. The beef started because Kanye West was on her Miss Thing and dished the tea to Pusha T that Drake had a baby and wasn't claiming it. So Drake still feels some type of way towards Kanye West and Pusha T because first of all, he feels some type of way towards Kanye West because Kanye West spilled his tea. Then he feels some type of way towards Pusha T because Pusha T forced him to be a father. Seriously. That's what happened. That's what happened. Come on now.
In the mix.
Who is this freak of nature?
With DJ Armon.
Okay. That is what happened. Okay. Now, in other news, now I'm not doing a whole lot of Brother Polite conversation here, and I'm not doing a lot of R. Kelly because that gets us demonetized and all kind of other stuff. I don't know what's going on with Dr. Polite, so when I open up Mr. Polite, when I open up the line, please don't, I don't know. I'm not even looking into it. That's not my, all I know is they said that R. Kelly was giving girls vow tracks or whatever he had going on. Okay. But I'm not talking about that too long. They wanted me to bring up the vaccine. I'm not really talking about the vaccine, but I want to know, Press 1 if you have the vaccine. Press 2 if you are non-vaxxed. I want to know, do you have the vaccine? Number 2, if you don't have the vaccine. I want to see. I'm looking for the people catching the replay. I'm looking at the chat. Oh, wow. So we're half and half. Listen, I'm fully vaxxed. Okay. And let me tell you, they're going to make everyone take it. It's going to get to a point where you are not going to be able to travel. And so I'm at the point where I'm just going to take it. I've gotten it. Like, I went to Hawaii. I couldn't even get into Hawaii without having it. Then once I got to Hawaii, I couldn't even get to restaurants or bars without having proof of the vaccine. So at some point, they are going to limit, and if you would have went to Hawaii without the vaccine, you would have had to do a mandatory 10-day quarantine. And I wasn't even staying for that many days. So I don't know. I can't tell you what to do, what not to do, but this thing has turned into a whole political mess. I wish we could really talk about it because I really want to get into it, but I don't want YouTube to strike me or flag me. However, when I went to the BET Awards, I could not go to the BET Awards unless I had that card. So they're going to try to make it to where you cannot. Now, we also know I am fully vaxxed. But after I went to the BET Awards and came home from LA, the 4th of July, I did catch the 19. I had it. It was tearing me up. I still was able to get online, but I did catch the vid. So now I'm in the system. I mean, I've had it. It is what it is. But what was interesting is that my partner, who was also vaccine, went and got the same test and was negative. But I was positive. I don't know. All I do know is I could not smell. And I was toe up for a minute. And then it's not just when you have it, there's a lingering after. So what I've learned about it is you have it, it's still in your system. You're no longer contagious after 10 days. So you can't pass it after that. But you still have it for 3 months. So then your body builds up a 3-month immunity. So for those that have had it, I'm sure we got 2,000 people in the chat. Somebody has had it other than me. You still have it. Like, technically, I still have it, but I'm not contagious. So for 3 months, I still have the antibodies. However, I can't pass them, and I have an immunity, which I can't catch it either for these 3 months. But my partner, who lives, sleeps, everything with me, got it. They had some symptoms, but when they went and got tested, they didn't have it. It's interesting. So it's interesting. Oh, but I want to let you know, for those people that may be going through it now or may have it. So after your 10 to 14 days, for me, I can't speak for everybody else. For me, I started to realize, like, after I had very heavy neck pain, like, and I was having body aches. This was after the 10 days. But there's a thing called after effects. And I was starting to get a lot of after effects because it's still slightly in your system. So then you start, I don't know. It was weird. But I will say this. I went to the doctor. They gave me a nasal spray. it felt like an allergic, like an allergy, and they gave me some Allegra D, and that helped me. But for a while, like even after I had thought I got over it and I felt better and I got all my senses back, I was getting sharp pains in my neck and body aches. So those are after effects of the 19. So that's very interesting, and I'll let you guys know that it's real because I did lose my sense of smell. I had to train myself to smell again. And what I did to train myself to smell again, I have, you guys know I have my tarot room. Thank God for my tarot cards and my Zen, because I was in there in my essential oils. I was smelling my essential oils in my humidifier in my other room. And so that's what helped me in my incense. That is what helped me get my, because I was trying to smell the stankiest of garbage and I couldn't smell it. But I was training because some people still don't have their smell 6 months to a year later, so I had to train myself how to smell again. But it came back. Okay. They're saying if your vaccine can still catch it, what is the point of getting it? I have never got it without being vaxxed, but I know my mom and my sister, they did, and they were pretty messed up. For me, it felt like a sinus infection. And I honestly, 4th of July, I don't know how I got it. I got the Moderna. Okay. So I just wanted to let you guys know, what happened with that. All right. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on from that, all that talking. But I felt like I should have told you guys what that tea was. Share this video. Can we get to 2,000 people? Share this. I feel like we gotta have a conversation because I'm on my Kevin Samuels tea. Speaking of Kevin Samuels, I'm glad that we brought that up. I'm on my Kevin Samuels tea because his people are, and I hate to use this word, but his people are trained to show the respect in the chat. They like, they share, they donate, they do all of these things. Oh, hold on. ASMR Exotic Eats and Play. The CEO P. Fitzer didn't even take his own shot. Look it up. And I'm saying that to say they know where to share, and they share it with a friend. Don't keep all this goodness to yourself. Be able to close the live and talk about it with somebody. Even when I piss you off. See, I think a lot of people be like, I'm not going to share this, or I don't watch this. No, the point of sharing your favorite talk show, your favorite YouTube show, it's just with other people. It's not really just for me to get the number. Yes, it is for that. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Of course, I want the viewers. But it's also for you to be able to keep you and your friends in the loop. So if all of you and your friends watch me, those days that you love me, those days that you hate me, you can talk about it and you don't feel like you have to sit here and keep it to yourself. So invite somebody else in so that you guys can have a conversation about the show later amongst yourselves. Does that make sense? Okay, boom. So with Kevin Samuels, he thinks that we should thank Cardi B and Lizzo. I don't have a picture of Kevin. Let me get a picture of Kevin Samuels just for, let me put Kevin Samuels up here. And I'm going to go on a Kevin Samuels rant for a second. I'm going to go on a Kevin Samuels rant. I'm going to go on a Kevin Samuels rant. I'm going to go on a Kevin Samuels rant. Give me 1 second. I'm going on a Kevin Samuels rant. Okay. I'm going on to Kevin Samuels rant. Now, oh, does he put the lives on pause? Kevin Samuels is some tea, because he'll tell you he's not even he'd have made so much money off y'all. He'll tell you, you know, if you're not liking the video, he just won't do videos on Fridays. God, I like that. Well, you guys don't seem to want to like, so we just won't do videos on Fridays. Maybe I should start doing that. Now, let's talk about Kevin Samuels. Do I think that Kevin Samuels is gay? No. Do I like Kevin Samuels? Yes. I admire that man's consistency. Now, I will say this, and this is so different, but I feel like going back to his first video, Kevin Samuels definitely looks lighter than he used to. Let me go back. Let me do this. Let me try something. I feel like that Kevin Samuels did a little lightning. Let me see if I can find his old YouTube video. I feel like Kevin Samuels used to be darker than that. Cause I used to go all the way back. I mean, this is what let me see. Hold on. See, Kevin Samuels used to look like Charlemagne. When did Kevin Samuels get so light? But I will say this. This was March of 2016. People are looking at it now, but people are not watching Kevin Samuels. I remember when Kevin Samuels had 90,000 subscribers, and I felt like Kevin Samuels was taking my freaking sound effects because I could see him on my analytics on the back end. But what I will say is everything that Kevin Samuels say is not wrong. I agree with a lot of the things he says and his logic. What I don't agree with Kevin Samuels is the fact that he gets these, that if you're not up there agreeing with him, he will hang up on you. He does not let people finish his point. And the women, you have to realize, if you're going on his show, if you're going on Kevin Samuels' show, and this is what I don't understand. If you're going to go on a show, you have to understand that he's going to win. And in the event that he does not win, he's just going to hang up the phone on you. You're never going to win. Like, I don't think people realize that. Now, is that realistic? No, because that means that he's the only human being, aside from Nicki Minaj on this channel, that is perfect. And that's just not true. Everything he say is not law. But he's always going to adjust the commentary to his point, and if not, he's going to cut you off and hang up on you. That's just what he does. So the women really do themselves a disservice of thinking that they're going to be the ones to go up there and have the conversation with him. The only way you're going to have a conversation with Kevin Samuels and really be able to articulate your point is if you guys go on a third party and have a third party platform. Like, it's not the woman's platform and it's not Kevin Samuels' platform. You have to go on a platform like this or some talk show where it's their platform and they can control Kevin and they can control you and they let everybody speak. But if you go to Kevin's house, you go to Kevin's court in front of 2 million people, 1 million on Instagram, 1 million on Facebook, 1 million on YouTube, you think that man is going to let you lose? You think that man is going to let you win? You're not going to win. You're never going to win an argument with Kevin Samuels on his platform. So I don't understand why women don't get that. You're an idiot for thinking that you're going to go up there and beat him on his platform. The nigga shows you that the minute you start pushing back against him, he starts cutting you off and angling you. And then he'll ultimately mute you and disconnect you. That's what he does. Now, is he all the way wrong though all the time? No. Now, So when it comes down to, he says that we should be thankful for Cardi B because Cardi B has admitted to drugging and taking advantage of men, and Lizzo has assaulted men at basketball games, assaulted men, forcing us to look at her buttocks and her body unwarranted. And I agree. If Sydney Starr can't expose herself to her roommate, then Lizzo shouldn't be exposing herself at a public basketball game. However, he says that when it comes to women and women like Lizzo, we are made to accept it. It's power. It's honor. It's courage. But if a man were to do that, and let me add, if a transgender were to do that, it's disrespectful and it's abuse. So Kevin Samuel says, if Cardi B can admit to doing this, if Lizzo can do this, men should be able to do it too. However, men are afraid to stand up to women because they don't want to feel like they're weak, but they really actually look weak for not standing up for themselves and saying, well, I could slide in Rihanna's DMs. That doesn't make me, a weirdo. Why is it okay that Lizzo can bear it all, but if a man does it, all of a sudden, he's an offender? And a word that starts with P and ends with ert. So, I agree to a certain degree. So Kevin Samuel says that we should thank Cardi B and Lizzo because it lets people know that, okay, you can get away with stuff, but men need to stick together and not be afraid to get canceled, because women are not going to cancel each other. Women are going to uplift each other and call it power. So men should do the same thing. I agree. If Lizzo can bear it all, so can a man. I don't want to look at Lizzo. Okay. All right. Let's keep it pushing. They said, where's Kevin Samuels' wife? Kevin Samuels' wife. Kevin Samuels has a girlfriend. What I thought was very interesting, because I was thinking about it today. Kevin Samuels, he's went on several interviews. He's went on No Jumper. He's went on Joe Budden, and he's went on Vlad TV, and he's brought his lady friend there, and they've attested to his lady friend. But when he did that interview with Tasha K, he didn't bring her, which let me know that Kevin Samuels is not as dumb as people may think or feel that he is. He very much knew and understood that Tasha K is a low vibrational trick, that at any moment she will flip on him out of jealousy and envy. So he didn't bring the girl around her. I thought that was clever. He brought the girl around on every other platform that he did, but he did not bring her to her house. He ain't that stupid. I like Kevin Samuels. It's no shame. Now his sound effects are cheesy and corny and late. Okay. But a lot of people are going up. But you got to think about it. Like, I watched that episode. Honestly, there was a woman that was 25 years old that she said she wanted 8 children. She wanted a man that had to make $1 million a year. And it had to be right for her. It's like, girl, how do you get to decide? You 25. Like, you just think you get to decide, like, you think these men are really going to want you? Like you have all these requirements from men, but you're not showing any of that. I'm going to be honest with you. You know what my mom told me one time? She was like, the problem with women is women want to be men. Like, my mom told me this. She was like, women want to go out and be firefighters and police officers. What man wants a woman that's a soldier in the army? What man wants a woman to be a freaking police sergeant? Like, women try so hard to try to prove that they don't need a man to where the man won't want them. My mom told me that. I'm not a woman, I don't know. But I see a lot of that. But that's another conversation. That's another conversation, child. I'm not even finna get involved in that because I am not Kevin Samuels and I do not like women, so I don't care. But it's like, girl, it makes sense. It does make sense. You got 6 kids. You got 3 kids. Girl, he do make sense. Like, it's no shade. You got, or then you look at these men and you don't want to settle for the guy that's in his 20s, 26, because you feel like you're going to find this millionaire man that's going to sweep you up off of your feet. And before you know it, you're 30, you're 35, and that same guy now is 37 or 40, but now he's looking at a 28-year-old or a 25-year-old. I don't know. I did think that was some interesting logic because men typically can date women in their early 20s. They don't typically go for women in their like early to mid or late 30s. Not those type of men with all that kind of power. I don't know. It was interesting. So, I mean, it did sound like he was kind of trying to say settle, but one of my good friends, their mom told me, and she's been married forever, and she told me this. She said, I said, so what's the key to successful marriage and relationship? And she literally told me this. She said, like who like you. I'm married because I liked who liked me. That's what she said. They got a business, they got money, like they have everything. And that's because she liked who liked her. And this was a woman who told me that. She said this to me, like who like you. So, and I'll be honest with you. A lot of men do not want women. Doesn't mean that you can't have them, but a lot of men do not want women, especially men that's high value. They don't want women that already have kids. But y'all, this is what I've heard from people that are straight around me. All right, so let's get off of Kevin Samuels because I don't want to trigger nobody because I got my own issues. I like men, so I don't give a damn. Okay, Bull, what is the last? So Shacarri Richardson, she ran against the Jamaicans and got smoked. Now, everybody is dragging her. She was literally... Well, first of all, let's just go to my page.
Women's 100. And it can start with Cheyenne, Fraser Price, Thompson, Moran, Richardson being left behind, and out in front, the Olympic champion does it again.
She was in last place, and this is what she had to say.
You know what I'm capable of. Count me out if you want to. Talk all the you want. Because I'm here to stay. I'm not done. I'm the 6th fastest woman in this game ever. And can't nobody ever take that from me. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the people that won. But they're not done seeing me yet. Coming out today.
Why was she going off like that? Now, mind you, Nicki Minaj came forward and said, yes, goody. It's been a sweep. She was throwing shade. Since then, it has been said that Shacarri Richardson, since she gave all of that, has withdrawn from the competition. She quit. Shacarri Richardson has quit.
In the mix.
Who is this freak of nature?
With DJ Armon.
Now, it's the Twitter for me. They are laying her out on Twitter. Let me see what's trending right now. I'm not understanding NBC not interviewing Fast Elaine after running a Shacarri after coming in dead last. Elaine Shelley and Shacarri.
I'm around. You don't even look comfortable in your own ends. Don't look comfortable. I'm around.
Shacarri came in last place. She might have to go put 2 blunts down, child. Them island gals is running to freedom. Twitter for the next 10 years anytime Shacarri logs on. Ain't that you all the way in the back? Shelly Ann in Shacarri interview. Shacarri after eating Jamaican dust. Wait, why are they doing this to her? Shacarri before the race versus her during after the race. Nike headquarters watch Shacarri lose to Jamaicans. I don't get why everybody is focused on Shacarri. I mean, Elaine ran in 10.454 seconds. That's like 0.05 from Flojo's world record. No one cares about her. Sydney love to Shacarri. Always, it takes a level of courage to go out there and chase your dreams. The whole world watching and judging you. A queen. Shacarri, when it's time to go out for the 200 millimeter finale.
So we don't have the capacity. So we don't have the capacity.
Look. Shacarri, when she... Shacarri, when they asked her to do the 200 meter after she just lost. I mean, you just got to go down Twitter. I mean, they are lighting her up on Twitter. Okay, so this is the interview that a woman had did right after.
She didn't have eyes on the back of her head.
Jamaica 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Come on, Shacarri! Lord have mercy. That right! Eh? What? You take me for idiot?
That's a fool. That's the fool. Wait. Live footage of Shacarri being jumped by Nike executives for finessing them sponsorship money.
Come on, let's get up.
That's a girl. Let me tell y'all, black people ain't nothing. Okay, that's the fool. Now I'll tell you this. I'm glad that she lost and came in dead last. You're supposed to. In order to be iconic and legendary, you're supposed to. She already has the polarized. She already has the drive. She already has the look. She already has, but she needs the story. Okay? You see, the fact that they're not even talking about the winner goes to let you know that Shacarri is more important and more valuable. They're going to forget about this girl that beat Shacarri. She is not important. This is part of Shacarri's legacy. You lost. I mean, you got set down for smoking weed. And then you came in dead last. You were humiliated. You went from the hero to the laughingstock. This is what's going to make an icon. This is what's going to build a legend. This is part of the story. It sucks right now, but this is where you pull yourself up and you become bigger and better, stronger. It sounds cliche, but in order to be on top like this, in the capacity where I feel like she can be, as far as like, I feel like she can be movies. She can be like a mega star. This had to happen because we're definitely still going to be checking for her. She's a polarizing being. It's the hair, it's the nails, it's the personality, it's the smoking of the weed. She doesn't look like your traditional girl that should be running track. We're not going to forget about her. We're not going to forget about her. We're going to be watching everything that she does. This is part of the story. That other girl is, we forgot about her even, and she won. She's not even trending on Twitter. She's black too. But so Shacarri will have she has that thing to where this is going to be 20 years from now. This is going to be in her documentary. She's going to be talking about how she was humiliated, how she quit. What I don't like is that she quit though, because that's going to be added to her story. I would much rather her get out there and run twice and lose. But whatever. She's got to come back harder and put the blunt down. So yeah. Now, Nicki Minaj, for her to be so petty because you don't like Shacarri because she's number one, she said that you were boring in barbershop and annoying. Now, Shacarri has said some very homophobic things. She said some nasty things about Lil Nas X. She said if you support Lil Nas X, then block her. But I think that was because Lil Nas X was dancing with the devil. She said that Nicki Minaj was boring or annoying in barbershop. Nicki Minaj was throwing shade at her. And Shacarri is a Cardi B stan. And I'm going to be honest with you. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, they both be playing it. Because, like, Cardi knows who fools with Nicki Minaj. Nicki knows who fools with Cardi. Because Cardi B came out and spoke out for Shacarri. Like, let her run, let her run. I thought that was interesting. So, and then Nicki Minaj was throwing shade. So, I mean, when we get down to the Nicki Cardi, they both be trying it. Because they both poke each other. Cardi is not innocent in that. I don't care what nobody say, because she know what she be doing sometimes, and Nicki definitely know what she be doing. But anyway, Cardi came out and spoke up for Shacarri during that time where she got canceled. Nicki seen that. You know, Nicki was throwing shade. Lil Nas X said he had already been seeing that Shacarri had said nasty things about him. However, he still wants to support her. So it is what it is. Now, with that being said, Nicki Minaj has bigger fish to fry. Like trying to lie and get off this offender by placing him as her manager.
In the mix.
Who is this freak of nature?
With DJ Armon.
Okay. So, Nicki Minaj, after 20 years, Kenneth Petty believes he should no longer be on the offenders registry, says he's now employed as his wife, Nicki Minaj, is manager in the court documents. Defendant Kenneth Petty, by and through his counsel of record, hereby move ex parte to modify the location monitoring condition contained by page 2 of Mr. Kenneth Petty's release order as follows. Mr. Petty shall be subject to location monitoring only No residential restrictions. This request is based on the reasons contained in the attached declaration of Megan Blanco. Pretrial services and United States have no obligations to the requested modification. Pretrial services specifically approved the requested language. Megan Blanco declared as the follows. I'm an attorney who has been licensed to practice law in the state of California for over 15 years. I have been retained by Kenneth Petty to represent him in the above captioned matter. Mr. Petty is currently employed as a manager for his spouse, Nicki Minaj. His employment requires periodic domestic travel as well as periodic work outside of his curfew hours. Imagine marrying a nigga on curfew. Wow.
Stupid.
Nicki Minaj is trash.
Stupid.
Nicki Minaj.
You're trash.
Imagine being 40 years old with a baby marrying a nigga on curfew. Wow. Wow. Okay. Mr. Petty is also expecting a child. This was last year this document was done. He has advised that his current release conditions will not permit him to attend his child's birth. So he couldn't even birth. You couldn't even see your child's birth. Should it occur outside of curfew hours? This is the fool. Mr. Petty submits a proposed modification so he can work and attend his child's birth. I've spoken to the AUSA Sarah Gerdes. She does not object to the instant request. I have also spoken to pretrial services officer Gregory Kwan. He informed me that pretrial services does not object to the instant request. I declare under penalty and perjury pursuant to the laws of the state of California, the foregoing is true and correct to the best of my information and belief. Executed on the 20th day of July, 2020.
The ghetto.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Nicki Minaj is the fool. I'm losing so much respect for her as the day goes on. Wow. Well, that's what had happened. Somebody says, this was a nail in the coffin for me. She's genuinely a dummy that supports and enables an SO. I'm done. Me too, says. Me too. Let's open up the call lines and see if we can get into some things. Ooh, child, that was a mess. Hold on. We're about to get into some things. All right, here I go. I'm opening, I'm setting everything up. If you have not done so, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share it with a friend. We're almost at 120,000 subscribers. Help us get there, please. You can call internationally. The number is 563-999-3658. We just don't take Metro PCS. We've been on here for over an hour, so I'm not going to be on here all
show now.
day.
Press 1.
Your show is scheduled to start in 35 seconds.
1082, you're live on the air.
Hey, Armon. How are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh my gosh, I have been trying to get through the past couple of days, the past couple of lives, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I'm so excited I'm got through right now. So
Okay, yes.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds.
Hold
4,
on, give me 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, we're ready. Let's go.
Hey, Armon. Okay, so I want to talk about the girls. First, I'll start off with Shacarri. I think that the reason why she's getting so much backlash is because you can't be that loud and that boisterous and that, full of yourself and then come in dead last. It's not like you came in 4th or 5th. You came in dead last. But I think that this is just I don't know. She didn't sound too humble in her post-interview. However, I think that she'll grow from this. I'm disappointed, and I don't respect the fact that she dropped out of 200. I think win, lose, or draw, she should have ran her race. Like, stand on your talent, run your race, and take your L's, and come back, go train, and be better next time. I don't like that she dropped out of 200. I don't like that at all. As for Nicki Minaj, I can't. I'm a barb. I love her. But Armon, I can't support it anymore. Not after the whole manager, not the harassment. It's too much. It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's not. I'm just disappointed in her. I'm disappointed in her, and I wish she would. I'm a married woman, so as a married woman, you can support your husband and not be so public about it. I don't think she ever should have came out and said any of these things. Like, she didn't have to say anything about his past case. She should have just said, hey, that's my husband. I don't know who he was then. I know who he is now, and I stand beside the man that he is now,
I totally agree. I think it's embarrassing.
And it's just like, you're doing all of this and wasting all of these funds. And girl, I don't know. But I am going to give Cardi her things, because I feel like Cardi is literally teaching all of the girls how to do what needs to be done. They're copying her from the rollouts, the YouTubes, the videos. Like, Cardi has really laid out the blueprint for these new girls, and they're still copying, pasting, and still failing. So now with Normani, I love Normani, but however, we have to be honest. She's not putting in the work that needs to be put in. The gap between motivation and this new song, Wild Side, was too much, and she hasn't done anything. The difference between Normani and Chloe and Halle is Chloe and Halle weekly. They have the Tea Time Tuesdays. They're engaging with their fans. You always see them posting content. You don't have to have a large budget to get on IG Live, to get on YouTube Live, to get on Twitter or Facebook and engage with your fans. She's just simply not doing the work. So when you're sitting here, you're resting on your laurels from Fifth Harmony, and you're sitting here and people are like, oh, they're giving Camilla all of this. Camilla's putting in the work. She's not my favorite. I don't like her, but she's putting in the work. She just put out the movie with Cinderella. She put out her music. She's promoting her music. Since Wild Side dropped, Normani has canceled 3 or 4 performances to promote her record, but you want to go on the VMAs? How? Make it make sense. You want us to help you promote it, but you won't even promote it.
All right. Thank you, Carla. We got to wrap up, babe. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. We got to keep it moving. Eva 5385, you're live on the air.
Okay, I don't like that you guys are dragged. Well, y'all can have your opinion, but the only reason that Normani is failing right now is because, what is his name? The RCA CEO left RCA and went to Def Jam. I can't remember his name, but I'm sending it to you right now.
She's failing before that.
Like, what I'm saying is, like, a new era. Like, this was supposed to happen. She was supposed to be on whatever show, that late night show. She had her performances lined up, right? So it was supposed to, do the little rollout. It wasn't the best rollout, No, because of course some labels they don't believe in you unless you have a big artist cosign, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like when the exec leaves and goes to Def Jam and that's the person that signed you, like you're left with what? Nothing. No promotion, shows canceled. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a bad luck for her.
No, I feel like she thought that she was going to get a Cardi B feature. She thought she was going to use the nostalgia from 1 in a Million, and she thought it was going to be an instant hit, and that's not what it's going to be. Cardi B does not guarantee you an instant hit. Period.
I mean, no celebrity these days guarantees an instant hit unless it's Beyonce. Let's be very clear. Unless you're already in the top 5, then they can get you to number 1. Let's be very clear. But there has not been not one celebrity besides Beyonce that you can do a feature with that will instantly get you a number 1. So let's be very clear before this.
We can be very clear on that, but again, they tried the same strategy with Lizzo, but they're also on Atlantic. Like Cardi B is not the feature hit maker. That's not going to get you a hit.
I never said she was. That's your perspective, right? I never said that. What I said was that her rollout is because the RCA guy left, so she's getting hit with bookings declined and etc.
Mm-hmm.
Next topic. You know what I'm saying? You can't just. I get it. She's not a social media person, but at the same time, it's also like she's still charted on Billboard higher than a lot of girls this year. So we can.
Well, that was because of Cardi B. But she doesn't have it enough to take her.
But the song is still on Billboard, so that's all that counts. This is week 3 and it's still on Billboard.
That's not all that counts, because if that was all that counted, if that was all that counted, then the VMAs would have booked her. That's not all that counts. She was not. It was the VMAs didn't want her. She wouldn't be tweeting. Cardi B wouldn't be reposting to book Normani for VMAs. They don't want her.
Okay, let me tell you this. See, you're looking at it as bad context, but have you ever thought about maybe this is a strategy on the VMA's behalf
to get people to watch
about this and hype this up and trend it? Listen and trend it, and then boom, what do you know? Normani's performing at the VMAs.
Oh, they could.
Like you also have
That's true.
You also have to think of that side. People think like, people do certain things when certain things are actually happening behind the scenes. That's all I'm going to say for that. But on the Shacarri thing, a lot of people, the same black people that bring you up and wanted her to race and wanted to compete at the Olympics are the same ones beating her down. You have to remember one thing. The Olympics happens once every 4 years. This is the only time, the only sport that we've seen Jamaicans actually win, which is one sport. What other sport do they have? We'll wait. And it's no shade, but that's a fact. What other sport do they have? We will wait.
When have we ever been talking about racing and Jamaicans in the Olympics outside of Shacarri? We haven't.
We haven't. And as far as people saying, oh, Nicki Minaj, West Indian, blah, 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 she's supporting her people. Honey, Nicki Minaj, for the past 10 years that she's been on social media, has not once supported her homeland, her home person that ran that same race for the past 10 years, Michelle Lee A., who called her out on Twitter and says, yes, I needed to win a medal for Nicki Minaj to recognize her own country flag. Did y'all forget about that? But Nicki Minaj supports her West Indian people. Is it because she's Trini or because she's a lesbian? Yeah, that's some food for thought. So, yeah, so miss me with the Barb saying, oh, she's supporting Jamaica because they're West Indians. No,
she doesn't like Shacarri, and she can't take Cardi B. That's what it is.
It's clear shade, because if that was the team she supported, West Indians, darling, why has she never even mentioned Michelle? And she's been in the Olympics for the past 10 years. She just didn't go this year because she didn't qualify. That's all I had to say. Oh, and as far as Sydney Starr,
I'm like, girl, what about Sydney Starr? You don't have nothing to say about that?
I don't like her because you knew what you signed up for and you knew what that contract said. You basically signed up to be a punching bag. Have a little bit more dignity for yourself. Have a little bit more dignity for yourself. Girl, you went from selling yourself to being on TV shows to now literally being a punching bag. Elevate yourself. Be a Janet Moss or something, even though she's a drunk mess. But you're supposed to elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
what do you
don't
think
ever
about her
sign up
showing herself to Judy?
Girl, I would never. I wouldn't even be rooming with nobody. I'm not gonna go on no show and be a roommate with anybody.
Well, but you know why. But first of all, I don't think there was anything wrong with it. But I feel like the reason why you're saying is because you know what it gives. Like, girl, they secretly feel away.
Yeah, I know what it gives, but why? Like, why would you be in a room?
But why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you? Why would you be in a room? Why would you even do
Now,
that?
would you
Like, conduct yourself as a lady? If you haven't had that surgery, baby, put it away.
And would you be on? And would you be on camera?
Pulling it out.
And would you be on camera telling Fish that you were jealous of her because she looks so good and you are envious of Fish? And
No,
I would never give that.
At the end of the day, sis, we all, you know, when you're trans, you want to look like a woman, correct? So you admire them. So why would you even belittle a woman or be on them and be like, oh, I don't like when trans girls try to like belittle cisgender women. I think
my thing is, I don't like that Sydney was belittling herself in the presence of cisgender women. You hold your own because a lot of them already look at you like, girl, you could never be this. Bitch, I would have sat up there pooched and Fish would have been feeling away because they'd have been like, girl, this trend is up here eating it, and I would have been eating it, eating you girls for dinner.
I didn't watch the show, but from the context you're giving me, if they were throwing that in the person's face, listen, you could be Fish all day. You could be cisgender. You could be a biological female all you want. At the end of the day, the same name you get, I'm going to get the same ones. They're going to be paying my rent. They're going to be paying my mortgage while you're sitting there pregnant being a statistic and a single mother. That's what I would have gave. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, Miss Mama signed up for something that she knew she was signing up for, and it's embarrassing to trans women when you have people like Laverne Cox out here, you know what I'm saying, doing it booked for real gigs.
Yes, but I'm just saying, you have your Laverne Coxes of the world, which we love Laverne Cox over here. But then you have the Sydney Stars, and then you have the, what is the other one? What is her name that they choose? Well, yeah, you have Amaya, but then you have what is the one? The he, she, we. Flojo.
No.
Floyd.
I don't like
what's
her.
His name? Floyd. I don't know her name. You know what I'm talking about. That one.
Miss Mama's that has a child, and she says.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like then but those are the ones that get thrown into mainstream culture. You know, those are like the manginas of the world, the ones that people can play with. You know what I mean? They will never be able to play with Laverne Cox like that. Madison is never going to go in a space and let you play with her like that. Amaya is never going to go in India Moore is never going to go in a place and let you play with her like that. Like, these girls are never, like, the real girls are never going to go in a place and let you play with them like that. So you're going to be able to get your Sydney Stars, your Flojo, I don't know what's his name, her name, whatever. You're going to be able to go get those girls because you can laugh and he, she, we, they, him, those girls. But like the real girls of substance, you're not getting.
Those are the trans girls that they book that will literally belittle themselves and make fun of themselves for a coin. But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of respect, and it's sad that they would even do that because it's like you give certain heterosexuals credibility when they want to say, oh, he.
Yes, and that's what irritates me. There. Yes, the man. And then my thing is this, and like I said before. Them spitting on Sydney, them grabbing up her, she had every right to knock those girls. Period. Period.
That's assault. Like, and I don't understand, like you signed up for something, you can't even press charges. If a bitch spit on me, if I can't get to you, I'm pressing charges. I'm pulling the white card easily.
Okay, bye, because you cussing. Bye, Eva. You guys to go. Okay, all right, because she done got a little turned up in the mug. All right. 9142, you're live on the air.
Hi, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to chime in on Nicki Minaj and her husband. I just think she has gone way too far. Way too far.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to sit down. Just sit down. And making him a manager, she really just made herself look real foolish. That was the epitome of look at me, world, I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I feel. She just gone too far with that one. Because that's not going to change the law.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to change the law. It's not at all. So she was stupid for that one. And I think Kanye West's album is going to do better because the demographic is different. Once he left Kim, that changed the game for him. And the reason behind Donda is different than his other, I can't even think of the word I want to say. But, you know, so I think Donda is going to do really, really well. You know, Drake has his demographic, and I think he'll do well amongst his people, but I really think Donda is going to outdo Drake. And so that's about really all I had to say.
Thank you.
And I love your show.
Thank you so much. Well, you call in all the time. Thanks, boo. Bye, baby.
Okay.
You have a good day. Okay, let me take this call. 4205. You are live on the air. You live on the air, baby.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you? How are you, baby?
Oh, okay. You just choked from trying to do too much. You go.
No, I know. I better relax. Huh? Okay,
well,
go ahead.
I just want to say that I've been really proud of you. Of course, you know I'm always watching to see what you're doing. And you've really been moving nicely lately and keeping the girls interested. So I really appreciate that about you lately. So first I want to start by saying the Kanye West and the Drake tea always make me giggle. I know you like the girls' drama, but I like the boys' drama better because instead of being catty on social media about it, they actually put it in their music, actually make money from it, and actually do what old school hip-hop used to do. Sometimes I feel like the girls throw rocks and have their hands and too many subliminals. The boys don't do that. Theirs be really messy. So I like the boy rap drama a little bit better.
And it do be real messy because they'll address each other, and that was real messy to go ahead and add Pusha T in the group chat. Like that's some real queen stuff. That's a queen stunt right there.
Yeah. So I love the voice drama. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the Sydney Star thing. I completely agree with Eva. I can't believe it's 2021 and we still having to explain to people that just because your genitalia don't negate you to be able to hit somebody because theirs is different. I can't believe we still having this conversation. I would have never went on TV and signed no contract that said it's okay for somebody to assault me just because they're a woman. I would have never agreed to that. You know, and I don't like that the women know that she can't hit them, so they go even harder with her.
But Sydney was poking at them too. But Sydney was poking at them too, though.
No doubt. But even with Sydney poking at them or not, it can never be an even exchange.
No.
Because if it do get physical, what is Sydney supposed to do? Just stand there like a rock while she beat her?
Right.
No, like it can never be an even exchange. So honestly, maybe that wasn't the best platform for her because of that. You know? That and Judy, once again, like I said, hijacked the whole protect black woman emotion with
she
that
did.
whole Sydney show. Like I hate when they do that because
Lizzo
they
just
make
did that.
light of the situation. Huh?
Lizzo just did that.
Yeah,
Same thing.
It's like the boy who cried wolf. So when we talking about serious stuff, you know, it gets ignored and it makes black women look like we pressed about every little thing, and we not. You know, so sometimes I hate watching it because it's all performative when it really is, you know, a serious issue. It can become performative. And the last thing I wanted to say is I snickered at the comments you made about your mother, too. Can I just tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't listen to older women anymore in their advice. Because I feel like they are the reason the generations are how they are. You know, you let your man Charlie go down the street and sleep with Rosie and have multiple kids, and your daughter and your son saw that, and now they think that it's okay. But you got the right to tell the youth or women what men want. You know, I like that we are in a time where, and you know, I'm a married woman. You know, we are in a time where everything is not about what a man wants. And whenever I talk to people like my mama or my grandmother, that's all they talk about. And newsflash, guess what? They ain't even got no man. So that be killing me. You know, to hear that. Ain't got no man, twice divorced, but you finna tell me how something is about to work. So a lot of older women, honestly, I don't listen to them because I don't feel like they telling me the errors of their ways. Or
but do you think your husband would want you to be a police officer or a firefighter or a soldier? Like, would you want your would a man want to marry you?
There are plenty of police women that are married. You know, I feel like this: police women, soldiers, firefighters, those are all spaces where women are needed too. I feel like I've seen very women, like I have a family member that's a cop. I've seen very feminine police officers that have been married to men that are also police officers. I feel like it's a space and a need for us in those spaces too, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But I feel like on one end, we can't preach this strongness of women and then tell them how to negate their careers because of what we see as masculine.
But do you think that there's a situation where I mean, again, I don't date women, but I could see it. You don't think that there is this era of women where they're trying to prove that they don't need a man? Like, I feel like there's this, like, a lot of women try to get out here and try to prove I can do this, I can do that all on my own, and they almost try to be the man. And it's like, girl.
But, Armon, when I'm talking to my friends lately and they telling me about these men that they dating, I kid you not, it's almost like these men want to be courted now. It's like these men want to switch the roles now. So sometimes I understand it. But I feel like the whole idea of I don't need a man came from because for so long women have had to do it without it. So I think that's where that idea comes from all the time. So even as I see strong women in those kind of positions that are CEOs, that are cops, that are firefighters, that are police officers, they still love and respect men, but they understand that you have to provide for yourself because these men nowadays, they flip-floppy.
Okay, now going back to that Kevin Samuels point, and I had to think about like some of the women in my life, even my sister. So he was like, okay, so you got these women, they're gonna go to school, they're gonna go get these degrees, they're gonna be in school all these years, because they're so focused on their career, and so they don't want to marry young because they're like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta get my doctor's this. So before you know it, you become 35 years old, 30-something years old, right? And then you're looking for a husband, and you're looking for you're looking for a father to have kids, by. You're looking for a man to have kids with. But then these men, unfortunately, it's not fair, but it is what it is. Men start, really getting in their prime between like 37, 40. They start getting a lot, they start getting money. They're going for the 25-year-old hot girl, the 23-year-old, the 28-year-old. So while you've been in school chasing this dream, child, you 35, 40 years old. Now you thinking, well, I'm so smart, I'm so educated, where's my husband? Well, girl, he's got the hot 25-year-old with no kids. You know what I mean? So I don't know. He makes sense. He makes sense because, I mean, whether you like him or not, you see it. You see it happening. There's so many women that are smart and degreed up and single as F because, girl, they spend so much time focusing on their career that those days of trying to find, they're 40 and alone.
Yeah, no, I agree. I get both ends, because I have women in my family that are like that are super educated, own homes, own properties, doing a thing, and they single. And then I have women in my family that marry young, and the truth of the matter is hate their marriage and can't get out of it because they didn't bother taking care of themselves. So I think it's the balance that needs to happen. You get what I'm saying? It's a pure balance that needs to happen because I've seen both ends.
Mahogany Brown says, this is the woman, she said, a masculine man does not want a masculine woman.
But why does your career choices make you masculine?
Girl, that make you masculine. A firefighter and a police officer and a soldier.
I
don't want no soldier woman.
And a soldier, But a soldier woman, and I think that's the one reality of it all. A soldier woman ain't always on the front grounds of the battle fighting the war. A soldier woman is sometimes behind the scene. A soldier woman is sometimes the doctor to the soldiers.
Let me tell you something. I got five sisters. I got 5 sisters that I don't encourage them to be no police officer, no soldier. They don't do none of that. Don't be no officer.
Sexist, though.
No, you don't need to. They don't need to do that. I don't think that they should be doing that.
They don't need to have careers because in your mind it's a masculine career. So that's just like you know from the end, all these men who create makeup and fashion, they're not all gay men. Majority are. So is fashion gay and only women can do that career? It sounds weird.
I think that he's gonna. As weird as it sounds, I think that man that straight man is gonna have to live with being questioned for the rest of his life if he's gay or not for sitting up there doing hair in the beauty salon on weekends. It's just what it is, and women may not want him because it's like that's your man, girl. He doing hair, he putting on lace fronts and a bump and curl, like he just permed. Who permed your hair? My husband. No woman wants to say that. If your man, would you go and if your man said, hey baby, you know what, I'm thinking about doing a shift in career today. I think I'm gonna go to school for cosmetology, and you're gonna be all for it. Tell me you're gonna be all for that. Right. Exactly. Stop playing.
I'm gonna say I probably wouldn't care, but my husband's sexist and masculine too, so he wouldn't do it. But yeah, no, I just think it got to be an even middle, though. We can't just keep throwing that out. That just because you do a certain career, it got to be an even middle.
Yeah.
But that's it, boo.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Someone says, if a masculine man wants a masculine woman, check his sexuality. No shade. Okay. ASMR Exotic Eats in places they are there to protect the woman and children. We force empathy in those fields that most men do not have. So you have no idea what can happen. You have no idea what can happen to you. Yeah, I don't know. I just wouldn't want my sister or my mom or any of them to. Not that it's a bad thing. I just wouldn't want them to be in those roles. I wouldn't want my sister to be a firefighter. I would support her, but I wouldn't want my sister to be a firefighter, a police officer, or none of that. Like, bro, no. I wouldn't want that. Like my sister now, she's gonna work for the government. I think that's great, but she don't have to be out there trying to be all hard. I don't want that. A Morning's Mess edition says, I was in the Marines doing supply. It taught me discipline, how to carry myself as a lady, physical fitness, commitment, traits my husband loved. Oh, okay. See, it worked for her. But yeah, so these are listen, we're getting into a space where these are conversations probably more suited and better fit for Kevin Samuels. I'm just saying. But I don't think that, I wouldn't want a woman that's built like OG. Like for me, if I was like, I think that girls are pretty. I don't like women that don't have no titties. I don't like women that's super cut up, ripped up, abbed up. Shit, I'm not like, even if I was to be into a woman, I don't think that would be the type of, I don't like no masculine looking woman. And I don't want no woman that I feel like could just beat me up and that's going to, run, play football and bench press me. Like, that defeats the purpose of a woman. I just think that that's weird. Like, somebody talking about, can we call Kevin Samuels? Look, people gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad at me now. But seriously, don't get me. Y'all trying to blackball me, get me into talking about something. I'm not doing it. 9309, you live on the air.
Hey, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm good. I just wanted to talk about Shacarri. I feel like black people are so fake. Like, really so fake. Because just a month ago, they were supporting this girl, saying how they was rooting for her.
I'm listening.
And now it's a different story. Now they laughing. Oh, that's what she get. And all this, it just don't make no sense. Like, can y'all just stick to a narrative. If you want to support a black girl, support her.
Mm-hmm.
It don't make sense. And Shacarri is like every other black girl in America. She talks black, and I like that. I like her because she don't try to switch up on the camera and try to talk
to try to
proper
be Hollywood or try to be what you think that she's supposed to look like to be in a limit. She gives hood girls a dream. Like, she smoke her weed, she got her ghetto nails, she rock her orange and blue hair, and girl, and she's fast. I like her too.
Exactly. She's just like every other black girl in America. Now we just, first of all, I love Jamaican people. I got a few Jamaican friends, but we can't relate like people supporting the Jamaicans. First of all, we are American people. We should be supporting America. But that's either here nor there. I want to talk about Nicki too, and I'm sick of Nicki. I'm really tired of her. I'm sick that she keep addressing things that don't need to be addressed. Address the case that you got going on with your husband. And my whole thing is Nicki, she says a lot of things in her music that relate to real life. She say that she sent a distraction or something like that in that song Fractions, because that's what she did with this case with her husband. Why now? They asking the victim why now? Why she want to sue Kenneth Petty and Nicki now? Okay, well let's ask Kenneth the same question. Why now? Why you want to bring up this? Why you want to sue the state of New York all of a sudden? Because you're with Nicki Minaj.
And because the victim is suing you and you can't, and she's not going to recant her statement. So now you guys are going with plan B and C.
Exactly. So I'm just not here for it. And Nicki, she needs to focus on that case for her husband and figure out what she's going to do about her legacy. Because at this point, her legacy is going down in the toilet. And I don't think that they're going to come out with that documentary, not with this case going on. So she could stop trying to wheel y'all in with that docu, because I doubt that they'll come out with that.
All right, Shell. Well, it's coming out. It's for sure coming out. I know for a fact it's coming out. It's on its way. But that's going to try to do. That's going to be that's the big distraction. That's the big distraction. The documentary.
Well, if the documentary does come out, they need to drop it now before this case, before everything gets exposed, because it's going to get more and more nasty.
And I'll be here for it.
Before the case. Exactly.
All right, boo. You have a good night. Thank you so much. It gets silly in Philly. Bye. Okay. We're going to wrap up right there.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
These live have really been given what needs to be gave. These have been like full length lives, but I love you all. I love you all for being here. We've got into some things. Eva, now you want to carry, I don't even have on no Jeriznos. Cause I'm broke. P.S. While Nicki's laughing at Shacarri, Nicki took the biggest L procrastinating, protecting Eva. Why would you do this right now like that? Grrr. Let me see if I got a little. Girl, I gotta make sure I get myself together. Do I got my beats? Let me see. Where's the beat at? Hold on. Let me see, child. You getting a light. This a light. It's a light. Oh! Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Cause you came at the end of the wrap up. Yes. I live. I need to get to a point where I can just sit on a table. You know how you do this? You just sit on the table. I can't do that shit. But yeah, child. Yeah. So I love y'all. But I don't want to wiggle too much, child. I ain't got no DISS now. He's the one. So yeah. Hold on. Nicki can't say anything because she is a celebrity. The victim filed a lawsuit, and if Nicki responds or makes a statement, the court will see it as being served. She's playing the game. Okay. Okay, I'm reading the comments. Now. Okay, so all right, y'all. We out of here. I love y'all all. Until next time, I want you to keep that same energy, and I'll see you niggas soon. Shout out to my girl Eva for coming through. She done came through. She's so stupid. I can't stand her. Tie some rubber bands around your thighs. Girl, right. All right, we'll go out. All right. Bye, y'all. I'm out of here. I got shit to do. Oh, they saying, wait, hold on. They saying Nicki just posted something on Instagram again. You know I'm blocked. Send it to me. What? Y'all not trying to let the show end? What happened? What she just post on Instagram? Let's get it now. What happened? Fudge. Where's the Instagram? Hold on, let me see. I hope my DMs work. Send it to me on a DM. Use the app. Oh. Not now. Send it to me in the DM. Somebody send it to me in the DM. Screenshot it and send it to me. What'd she say? They said she just posted something shady in the DM. What'd she post? I'm blocked. Somebody gotta go get it. Oh, is it gone? All right, well, I'm gonna go because I don't see what she posted. Uh-oh. Did she post something? Let me see if I can go on my other account. Let me see if I go on my other account. My other is an accounts. Let me see. Girl, log me in. Okay, let me go on her page. Nicki Minaj. Because, girl, I have to do... This is so ignorant that I have to do all this. Why would you block me, girl? I can still see what you posted. Elaine Thompson Herrera just ran a world... Oh, hold on. What did she post? Oh, this wasn't that serious. Let's see what she said. Elaine Thompson Hera just ran a world lead, a national record, a Diamond League record, a meet record, a personal best, and the second fastest 100-meter ever.
Move your blood clot.
Move your blood. Oh, she's trolling Shacarri. She is playing in Shacarri face right now. Nicki Minaj is trash. She's garbage. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love you. Bye.